This coming years ago, no one really listened to you then.
I listened to you. Just
well,
for
a
the
lot of
record.
people watch your TED Talk, but the changes weren't made. The tens of billions of dollars you talked about that would be needed to invest in fast tracking vaccines and in monitoring zoonotic viruses and the like, it wasn't spent. If authorities are listening to you tonight, what is your advice, or leaders are listening to? What's your advice, and is a vaccine the only avenue to this ending, or what happens between now and then?
Well, testing numbers will keep going up, and there's some breakthroughs there that could get us into much larger numbers, what I call mega testing. The therapeutics work, dexamethasone, that's real, that's great. Some new ways of formulating remdesivir, and there's 2 other drugs that in the assays show effectiveness. We will get the death rate down. Monoclonal antibodies are about the only thing that could get it down dramatically if that works out, and we'll know by the fall. We do need to think about the world here, and that I'm still pretty disappointed. And without U.S. leadership, it's been hard to pull together a response. And now the developing countries are bearing the brunt of the burden. Brazil it's very tough there. India's starting to be very tough. So, innovation will help solve this. My TED Talk, 90% of the
very
views
tough there.
are after the pandemic one started, not before. And yet there are groups. We funded CEPI. It wasn't, even a 20th of what should have been done. I do think people won't forget this. I do think it's clear it's possible to ramp up testing for a new pathogen very, very fast. In fact, a number of countries did that extremely well in this case, and the technology just keeps getting better there. So I'm not fatalistic about future pandemics, even though I'm disappointed we didn't get ready for this one. And even during the pandemic, the U.S. in particular hasn't had the leadership messages or the coordination that you would have expected.
But basically, we're still not doing enough now on this pandemic.
No, not even close. I mean, just, people died today.
Is there any reason beyond our poor response in this country to this virus to explain why we, with all our resources in this country, why we are the worst off country in the world right now with the most deaths and cases?
Well, the United States has had a tough time. We're not as tough on contact tracing or enforcing quarantine, and the compliance with mask wearing in the U.S. is far less than particularly in the countries in Asia. And so Europe's seen a much greater drop in cases than the United States. The health experts and others like myself are saying, hey, let's not lose sight of this. Even though the weather is helping us a bit, May would have been much worse if the virus wasn't somewhat seasonal. And so we know now that we're benefiting from the summer, and so force of infection will get worse in the fall. So all the more reason not to get completely lax in our behavior. The only good news in this is that the death rate has gone down somewhat as we're learning how to treat people better, we're less overloaded. But the global picture and the U.S. picture are both more bleak than I would have expected.
Bill, thanks so much for coming back to speak with us. I thought we'd be having a different conversation, frankly, end of June about this. Last time we spoke, I asked you about cognitive dissonance, this idea that people are already taking victory laps, acting as if the pandemic is over. How much do you think that's contributing? I mean, we know about the testing issues. We're going to talk about that, masks, physical distancing, but just the mindset overall. How much do you think that's contributing, this cognitive dissonance, and why? Why here?
Well, it's almost as though people have a willingness to go into lockdown once and, for a certain period. And that, maybe that's not surprising. Then it takes to get them to extend it past a certain thing, or even to inconvenience themselves, with
as if the pandemic is over. How much do you think that's contributing? I mean, we know about the testing issues. We're going to talk about that, masks, physical distancing, but just the mindset overall. How much do you think that's contributing this cognitive dissonance, and why? Why here?
Well, it's almost as though people have a willingness to go into lockdown once and, for a certain period. And that, maybe that's not surprising. Then it takes to get them to extend it past a certain thing, or even to inconvenience themselves with masks, requires maybe somebody they know to not only test positive, but maybe get very sick as well. And so the range of behaviors in the US right now, some people who are being very conservative in what they do, and some people who are basically ignoring the epidemic, it's, huge. And, we've worn out people's patience, and if they don't see it in some way, they, some people almost feel like it's a political thing, which is unfortunate.
During this global health crisis, cancer.
The White House continues to promote this idea that the reason we have the most cases is because we do the most and best testing. When I say we, I mean the United States. Just to be clear, the idea that testing is the reason why the United States has so many cases, the allegation is that testing is giving a false sense of the spread of the virus. I mean, is that factually correct?
No, it's complete.
The idea that testing is the reason why the United States has so many cases, the allegation is that testing is giving a false sense of the spread of the virus. I mean, is that factually correct?
No, it's completely false. It's fair to say that
the reason we have the most cases is because we do the most and best testing. When I say we, I mean the United States. Just to be clear, the idea that testing is the reason why the United States has so many cases, the reason we have the most cases is because we do the most and best testing. When I say we, I mean the United States. Just to be clear, the idea that testing is the reason why the United States has so many cases, the allegation is that testing is giving a false sense of the spread of the virus. I mean, is that factually correct?
What was the message that pissed off Max Kellerman? What was the message that the bro Deshaun Jackson was communicating? That this particular source, this thing has been removed all over the internet. I had to go back to 2016 drop. And the links are gone. So as far as I know right now, there's very few places that you're even gonna find this drop. So by the time Deshaun Jackson gets the drop, they say, "Oh, you're quoting Hitler?" Well, what did he say? What did he say?
I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel, but I fear I have failed. The world will fall into the hands of Satan.
Has the world fell into the hands of Satan? Did Hitler, was he acting on behalf of the righteous? We don't condone no innocent, Blood, that's part of our code to not shed innocent blood. So this ain't about that. Before you get anti-Shemitic, you gotta tell us who is Shem. And is Ashkenaz the son of Gomer or the son of Shem? Genesis 10. Genesis 10. But let's go, man. He said, I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel. Did they designate a false state of Israel? And did he kill false Jews, or did he kill Ashkenazi? Did he kill his own people that wanted to pretend that they were Negro Israelites? Let's get some drop, man. Let's get some drop. We need to see clearly.
Is this play?
Is this play? What was the word? What's the word that pissed off Max Kellerman? Are black people anti-Shemitic, or are the so-called black people the sons and daughters of Shem? Can we be anti-ourselves? If we are Shem, and you are Ashkenaz, at least you're claiming to be, can we be anti-Shemitic? Or are we just pointing out a fact that you're hiding in our house, you're hiding in the tents of Shem? And what was Hitler saying? Does it have any validity? Let's go. Now, this is off a site called blackfood.com. I went to check this link out, and it's gone. So this is the only place right now that I know we can get this particular link, man. But I'm going to read it to y'all. Don't even trip. Let's take it. Brick by brick. Hitler said even in his death, he would start World War III. This is what pissed off Max Kellerman. This is what the brother Deshaun Jackson, was connecting together. This is the source of the information that Max Kellerman said is a low-level information, ludicrous, nothing but lies. Okay, let's see. Hitler said even in his death he would start World War III. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation Germany from, then that's the day World War III would start. For on that day, mankind would learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, Illuminati, the Jews. For if the Americans wins the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. And they will try to conquer God. Now, Stephen A. Smith gently pointed out, oh, Deshaun, who writes your check? Who owns the Eagles? Forever be a slave to the Jews, and they will try to conquer the Creator. Do you know who America has in its possessions? No, the soldier replied. The Americans have the jewels of God, the Creator's children. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. The Americans, these invaders, have stolen the children, the jewels. What do you mean? What do you mean, he says, man? Precious jewels, the soldier asked. Hitler said, America has stolen the jewels of God, his jewelry. The Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. Now, was Hitler trying to start shit, or was he just popping it off? Because we are now waking up to this fact today that Max Kellerman's calling low-level information, conspiracy, foolish, right? But what a foolish move and a direct challenge to Hawaii. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into the state of Israel. Did they? Is he lying? Is he a liar? This is all happening at the same time. Recon, the Rothschild, Red Shield connection with this Hitler situation. Was he moving his own people over there? He said, I don't want to annihilate anybody. If you want to be a Jew, then go to this new Israel, right? This new state of Israel. Go there and do it. If you stay here, you can't be Ashkenazi if you're a Nazi. Are you a real Nazi or are you Ashkenazi? Is it all the same thing? And did he destroy his own people? Was it a family infight, an in-house fight? With the Ashkenazi, particularly the Nazis, right? Ashkenazis, particularly. America is desperate in its attempt to win the war using atom bombs on Japan. America will destroy the whole world in its attempt to conquer it. When America, its Jewish slave masters, conquer the world, and the world realize I was right, then all nations will begin the Third World War to dethrone America of its rule, because they know that, hey, all gloves are off. You got the Hebrews. That's why you brought Louis Torres, a Hebrew convert, to translate and interpret the Nagas right here. Every nation will soon poses atom bombs of their own. It will be the end of the world as we know it. Why will the Jews control America? The soldier asked. Let's go. Let's get it from here. Why will the Jews control America? The soldier asked. Hitler said because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. And to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were, who they are. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating, lynching, right? And discriminating George Floyd, Eric Gardner, right? Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, and lynching the children of Israel hung from a tree. They will fear God will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in the people's minds until it sprouts. Once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews. False. Before they designated a false state of Israel. But I fear I have failed. The world will fall into the hands of Satan. Look, man, this is that 2016 drop. That 2016 melanated Nazis. Go get it. Revelations 2:9. If you want to get new testy, I know your tribulation and your poverty, but you are rich, and the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Ashkenaz are sons of Gomer or Japheth, which are not Shem. So we can't be Ashkenazi, we can't be anti-Shemitic, we can't be anti-Shemitic to the Ashkenazi. We are not anti-Shemitic, Semitic, because we are Shem. We are the children, and the world has fallen into the hands of Satan. So what was the message that pissed off Max Kellerman? What was the message that the bro Deshaun Jackson communicated? This particular source, man, this thing's been moved all over the I had to go back to 2016.
Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Ilondoloze,
very few places.
Uhambe nami,
Deshaun Jackson
Zungangishilana, Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Ilondoloze, Uhambe nami, Zungangishilana. nishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami ilondoloze 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 zumangishilana ilondoloze 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 zumangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami
The sons and daughters of shit. If we be anti-ourselves, if we are shit, you are Ashkenaz, that's your claim to be.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zumangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zumangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami That's right. When you ride around in my car, that's right. I'm gonna let you ride the motherfucker right. So I'm not talking to him no more. I'm in Doha.
To the Jews,
Well, it's July the 4th.
they would try to
All
conquer
you
God.
scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around.
They
Look
smoke
at what the
gently
fuck you
for
did.
you.
You made blacks come out.
Deshaun,
I don't
we
see no
got
white
your check.
position. Look at the Boogie Boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of the scared ass rednecks. We here.
Never be a slave.
Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze
All the soldiers
uhambe nami zumangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zumangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami ilondoloze ilondoloze ilondoloze
Why would the Jews control America so carefully? You said because the whites, Negroes, are the real children of Israel. And to keep America's secret, Jews are North America. George Floyd, and lynching the children of Israel. Hung from a tree. They will fear God will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in the people's minds until it sprouts. Once we nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews. False. Before they designated a false state of Israel. But I fear I have failed. The world will fall into the hands of Satan. Look, man, this is that 2016 drop. That 2016 melanated Nazis. Go get it. Revelations 2:9, if you want to get New Testy, I know your tribulation and your poverty, but you are rich, and the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Ashkenaz are sons of Gomer or Japheth, which are not Shem. So we can't be Ashkenazi, we can't be anti-Shemitic, we can't be anti-Shemitic to the Ashkenazi. We are not anti-Shemitic, Semitic, because we are Shem. We are the children, and the world has fallen into the hands of Satan.
And y'all already know it's me, your girl, Talk with Tiny, just dropping that knowledge like boom, hold that. Y'all already know. Look at calling on the ancestors in Puerto Rico. Period. You already know. Holla. Something strange is going on the earth. What's popping, y'all? What's popping? What's really good? You know me. I coming like a flood with knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know, knowledge is power. But it is more powerful when it's effective. So we always got to make sure that we effective, because if we not effective, then we are useless. Okay. So that was just a nice little show, just to show you the times and the signs that we are living in, and I tell you what, man, oh man, sheesh, it's very, very intense to say the least. But yeah, y'all see, my man over here. I'm gonna see if I get this on the screen acting better. Let's see what we can do here. This gotta be seen. Oh, that's way more better. Absolutely. So, you gotta be kidding me. Looks like in San Juan, Puerto Rico, they taking down the statues as well. They want them down. They calling for them to take them down. That's what we dealing with in Puerto Rico. They not playing. It is something in the air. Them tokens is coming down. I told you when they get to Puerto Rico, it was gonna be on, right? I told y'all, right? I told y'all. They be wilding out. Yo.
De que existían islas y territorios. De hecho, en el periódico en 2005, en el periódico El Nuevo Día, sale
que éramos una nación libre y soberana, que teníamos un gobierno pleno, que teníamos nuestra propia cultura y religión, y que un momento dado fue interrumpido por el colonialismo. Lo reconocemos, esa es la historia, pero no tenemos por qué continuar abrazando la idea de que nuestros colonizadores sigan siendo exaltados, porque eso no hace ningún sentido. De igual forma en Puerto Rico, que es boriquén, tenemos la estatua de Juan Ponce de León y de Cristóbal Colón. Eso no hace ningún sentido. Estamos solicitando que sean removidas. Tápese con su ropita.
Wow. Wow. I got to see it one more time.
con mapas de que existían islas y territorios. De hecho, en el periódico en 2005, en el periódico El Nuevo Día, sale
que éramos una nación libre y soberana, que teníamos un gobierno pleno, que teníamos nuestra propia cultura y religión, y que un momento dado fue interrumpido por el colonialismo. Lo reconocemos, esa es la historia, pero no tenemos por qué continuar abrazando la idea de que nuestros colonizadores sigan siendo exaltados, porque eso no hace ningún sentido. De igual forma en Puerto Rico, que es boriquén, tenemos la estatua de Juan Ponce de León y de Cristóbal Colón. Eso no hace ningún sentido. Estamos solicitando que sean removidas. Tápese con su ropita.
Shit is real, y'all.
Would you believe a few simple changes in your diet?
Shit is real, y'all. I'm telling you, shit is going down all around the world, y'all. I'm telling you, baby. It is not a game. You already know. I'm going to try to have as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Me and my long ass videos. But it's all good. How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? I heard Wendy Williams went crazy. I'm like, damn, that's them demons. No shade. But y'all know how them celebrities, they get by themselves and they can't even look in the mirror, they can't do their own hair, they be tripping, right? But yeah, that's their reality. And our reality is crazy right now, you know. How do I go and you know me, I'm gonna dive right in. So, you know, just by the look of everything, y'all, you know, it's not good. It is not good at all. The way they are talking this shit. Bill Gates is steady going, like he's smiling away, and CNN trying to sell it. You know, CNN selling that shit, and everybody know. But I don't. It's just like everybody's so off. I don't know why everybody wants to be so off. Like, and then they just, the thing is this, they just playing a weight game, pretty much at this point right now. Like, when can they move in? Like, that's how we feel. That's how we should feel, Like, they getting ready. Look, they already started knocking on motherfuckers' doors. I can't lie. I cannot make this shit up. This is over there somewhere over there. And, I had to, me, I got my notes. Hello. Like they say, I got receipts. These are notes, baby. These are, this is what happened. Exactly what happened. And shit like that. Word for word. You know what I'm saying? And what is shit? Like, this is it right here.
The ongoing crisis in Puerto Rico, which just can't seem to catch a break. The island was still recovering from Hurricane Maria, then facing a barrage of earthquakes. Then the pandemic hit. Now they have a water shortage to deal with. We talked with people on the island who increasingly feel their government has abandoned them. For Zori Mendez, this scene is becoming all too familiar. Earthquakes and aftershocks over and over again.
In 24 hours, there were 25 tremors.
Mendez is just one of thousands of people displaced due to more than 9,000 earthquakes that have hit Puerto Rico in the last 6 months. Forced to live in a tent due to damage to her home, she says she and other victims continue to see more destruction as the ground continues to shake, and all live in fear of what happens when the next big one hits.
We don't sleep. We worry that another quake could happen, and they are happening every day.
Those fears are made worse by the sense that they've been left to fend for themselves.
Ever since January 7, not a single government agency has visited us to see how we're doing.
It's just the latest in a series of disasters that continue to hit the vulnerable island. From the debt crisis to Hurricane Maria to earthquakes and COVID-19, and now a water shortage. Each new crisis piles on the last, making recovery from any of them that much more difficult.
During a pandemic, they tell you you can't leave your house, but during an earthquake, they tell you you need to leave your house.
Everybody has to get ready. Everybody has to get a go bag ready.
Teacher Marilu Mayorga says it's a phenomenon she's seen over and over again through her nonprofit Island Corps. In early January, she and her team arrived at an earthquake camp ready to provide the kids there with an education, but quickly realized they needed so much more.
It was really hard for us to teach there because the children had not showered in 4 days.
You were coming to try to teach them lessons on how to spell and do math, and what you found is they needed the absolute basics. Is that right?
They needed the basics, yeah, and also just hygiene. We couldn't give them the service because they were really soiled. They weren't wearing shoes. It was kind of an image, that you see in really impoverished nations. And for me, it was really shocking.
Rather than give up, Mayorga put out a call for help, and her network answered. Within a week, she was back teaching in an earthquake camp, this time equipped with 2 donated solar showers and donated solar lights.
I mean, it sounds like your organization is providing so much more than just an education for these kids and for these families.
We had an amazing experience teaching them to the point that by our 3rd or 4th class, every child wanted to go. They could go into the showers, and I would sing a little song to them about a 30-second song. And we started teaching them how to wash their hands because in the camps there was no access to water, and they had lived there, and we needed them to be as clean as possible because we also didn't want to get sick.
Still, despite Mayorga's determination, once COVID officially hit the island, Island Corps was forced to suspend their program.
I remember the last day that we were teaching, and every single student was crying. When I told the children, we can't come anymore, not because we don't want to be here with all of you, but because we can't risk your health.
Currently, Puerto Rico's health department is reporting over 2,000 confirmed COVID-19 infections and more than 6,500 possible cases.
southwest area of Puerto Rico.
Epidemiologist
So,
Dr. Melissa Marzan
building
says
on
this has been another crisis where the people of Puerto Rico are not getting the help they need.
So it was very messy at the beginning of the response, in terms that we have at least 3 different Secretary of Health over this process to starting the cabinet response, and 2 different territorial epidemiologists. We have so many issues with the surveillance process and how to define the cases. And also we have a lot of complication with the molecular testing here in Puerto Rico, because at the beginning of the response, we need to send our tests to the CDC in Atlanta.
Many have also questioned the government numbers after admitted inaccuracies in April. And while Marzan says the data seems more reliable now, she still worries, saying the island continues to reopen despite a lack of projections on future cases.
Is there one thing that you think Puerto Rico needs right now more than anything else?
Transparency. We need all the information without these so many layers. We need to have access to the data. We need to enhance those prevention measures at the community level. So that's a real concern, because we are opening all these activities, but we are very behind in terms of the educational campaign that is very important in terms to make the people take all these recommendations.
But as the island struggles to cope with the physical ramifications of these crises, they're also taking a mental toll, as evident in a recent mental health survey.
The 50% of the participants of that surveillance system, they self-report to feel anxious or depressed.
We already had a really big challenge with the youth here. After the hurricane, there was a high level of depression.
It's part of the reason Mayorga says getting Puerto Rico's kids back in school is so important, but it's also so difficult.
You know, the Department of Education, they want to say, oh, we want to start schools this fall, but we're so deep in the trench of the digital divide here. How are we going to teach children when a lot of the teachers, they still don't know how to use Chrome?
Most people don't have computers in their homes. They don't have internet. Actually, I relied on this phone to do all the work. And I asked myself, what about those who don't have anything? How are they going to do it?
Some of the schools that we work with here, they didn't have any soap or toilet paper. And these are things that nobody wants to talk about, because everybody wants to paint Puerto Rico as beautiful, and we're a beautiful island. But the big issue why we have been the way we have is because of our education system that has failed us terribly.
Is there a point in all this where you feel helpless?
I don't feel helpless, because I'm always doing something.
Her latest initiative, Forest Schools.
We're going to be the first forest school in the entire Caribbean and all of Puerto Rico, our mobile school. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to do education that's outdoors, so small initiatives, no more than 10 kids. And I think that's the way for us to go. We have to teach outdoors. We're going to need the solar showers. We're going to need lots and lots of teachers and people who care.
With all the talent and natural riches Puerto Rico has to offer, she says the island may be facing an uphill battle, but she's filled with hope for its future and hope for change.
The new era, people no longer, they do not trust the government here. Nobody does. Everybody feels defrauded by it. And disappointed is an understatement. We definitely have to reconstruct, remake, and transform. But pass the torch. It's time to pass the torch.
Happy birthday to you.
And we did reach out to the governor's press office about this report, but received no response.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
That's some crazy ass shit, y'all. That's crazy. Super crazy. You know? I'm telling you, man. Looking at that shit, man. And it's so sad, because it's like so many people in the whole wide world, and they just don't get it. Man, it's crazy to see how locked out someone can be from their own mind, or locked in. It is horrendous. When I say little shit like that, man, you'd be surprised how a brain can lock. Motherfuckers just be locked in their own brain just because. You be like, regular old decaf. You be like, shit. I'm dead ass serious. You be like, trying to tell mofos. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is what it is. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, wee. And they just don't get it. You be sitting there singing, preaching. They just don't get it. I've been done with that shit. Like, you know, now I'm just straight. Just living, you know. Because that's all we can do, right? To our best ability. No matter what. Yeah. You got the he who endures to the end shall be saved. Period. Period. He who endures to the end shall be saved. Period. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's sad, but it's just like that, you know. I mean, that's the world we living in, you know. We just, you know, we share our land with a bunch of fucking nuts, you know. They got us in captivity, y'all. That's the truth. That's my conclusion. I don't know what's yours. That's just my conclusion. You know what I'm saying? We in motherfucking captivity. Captivity to the ivities, to the ills, nas, to the bleeds, knees, keys. Y'all remember that bullshit from back in the days? Shit, we in captivity like a motherfucker. And shit, look at that. They about to go up in the woods and do school in the woods. That's great, you know. In spite of it all, you know, with earthquakes going on, you know, that's just the Most High just shaking the earth, you know. Look at China. China just had a baby. I told y'all China was gonna have an earthquake, right? Because China is scheming. They so wickedy to the wicked. I swear, China got shook today. Let me get that video. I ain't gonna lie, I already know they dumb motherfuckers trying to kill us too, yo. China earthquake today. Period. Yes, just today. Google. There you go. Shit. Oh, 4. Nah, that shit was stronger than that. Fuck out of here. I just seen a video. That shit was literally shaking. They got me twisted. See how they be lying? Oh yeah, there's some videos right here. Nah. I fucking nope. I got that shit. Matter of fact, I got that shit right here. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I got all kinds. Let me see what's this. Yo, how Chinese men now opening churches in Africa. What y'all think about that? After they done colonized that shit. That is so sad. They trying to do it just like the white man. I swear. You can't even make this shit up. They doing it just the way they trying. Well, they already in there. Damn, they live there in there like swimwear. Man, listen. Yeah. That's what I'll be doing. Okay. Alright, now. Back to what I was looking for. I was looking for, what the fuck is this? Nelson Mandela's daughter died, y'all. Youngest daughter died at 59 years old. I seen, what's his name? Willie D or some shit doing the video with a funny ass title. I don't know what he was insinuating, but I just left that shit right there. I was like, wow. It's crazy. Wait. Turkey had a flooding rise. And China had an earthquake. Yep. China flooding in Wuhan. Wuhan, China is underwater, y'all. Underwater. These dirty motherfuckers. They government is crazy. They psychopaths. I'm done. This video is lit right here. I meant to play this right here. This is the shit right now.
The true Jews. Are we not the true Jews?
Hold up. Everybody on it like this, y'all. This is the new wave, y'all. Look, everybody doing videos like that. That shit wasn't the only one. Check it. Watch this, y'all. This shit was funny.
Family Brother Reads Islam. This video is regarding Deshaun Jackson and Adolf Hitler. For one, whether that quote was or was not from Adolf Hitler, it specified about black people being the true Jews. Are we not the true Jews, the true Hebrews? Number two, he absolutely was not mocking the Holocaust. Of course not. No one should mock the Holocaust, the murdering and the genocidal murder of anyone, including black people, even though America, you do it all the goddamn time. Number three, the freedom of speech falls under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, correct? Number four, I did not see in the Constitution where it said we have freedom of speech unless we were talking about topics dealing with Jewish people. Five, people don't want to bring up Adolf Hitler, but we are allowed to quote people who enslaved and owned and raped our people. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Andrew Jackson, all founding fathers of America, but we can quote them freely. Six, it's very interesting to me that they say 6 million Jews died and 5 million others. Who are the others that are not that important enough for you to mention? Number one. And number two, how is it that the Holocaust lasted between 12 to 15 years? Those people died, but our Holocaust never ended. Over 100 million of us died, and Israel continues to get reparations to this very day to the tunes of tens of billions of dollars from America, but black people have yet to receive reparations, and you're acting as if you give a damn about black people right now? Yes, Jewish people receive tens of billions of dollars every single year from America due to the Holocaust that happened all the way in Nazi Germany that lasted between 12 to 15 years. But again, America, you don't give black people our reparations. And it's very interesting to me that Jewish groups and Jewish people try to make it seem as though you give a damn about black people, when you know we have more of a right to receive reparations because our Holocaust actually happened here and it has never ended. It's still happening now. So if you actually care about black people, how about you push? Here's the challenge for all the Jewish groups. Push for black people to receive reparations the same way you receive them every single year from America. That's how you can demonstrate that you actually care about us, because you want everyone to care about you all the time. It is horrible what happened under Adolf Hitler. There were black people who were in that Holocaust as well. Absolutely. The over 23,000 black people who were there at that time in Nazi Germany who were forcefully sterilized and or murdered. And by the way, the sterilization programs that Adolf Hitler learned, he learned those from California. He learned those sterilization programs from America because of what America was doing to black people under the American Eugenics Society. Do you understand that Adolf Hitler learned a lot of what he learned from what white people were doing to black people? Oh, to the Jewish groups, yet again, why is it that you don't push for black people to receive reparations like you do? Why is it that you don't push for us to receive justice like you do? You see your high level of power and influence where media is concerned, and the music and film industry, and the banking system, and politics. You have all that power and all of that influence, but you don't push to have black people to receive the justice, even though when someone says anything that you feel criticizes you, you want the whole world to shut down and show sympathy for you, which wouldn't be a problem. Definitely wouldn't be a problem at all. We would just like for you to do the same, seeing how we lost far more, seeing how it never ended, seeing how we've never received reparations. Let's be just and fair and equitable. Why don't you push for America and the world to show sympathy for black people and for us to receive justice the same way you did? Black women are still missing to the tune of over 75,000 right now. Black people are being murdered by America in some way, shape, or form right now. Black people are still being abused, misused, mistreated, etc., and are being given some of the worst horrific things by America and Americans and the American system, etc. right now. So our pain and suffering has never ended. So let's be real, and I'm sure some Jewish people are experiencing things too, of course. Let's just be real though. Which brings us to our next question as it pertains to you and the Jewish control and the Jewish hand in the slave trade of our people, black people. I just have a few questions for you, if you don't mind. Did you own black slaves in the South at all? Did you sponsor and fund the shackles, the chains that went around our wrists, our neck, and our ankles, and the ships themselves. Did you not sponsor and fund those ships that transported a lot of our family members from Africa to here? Were you not the sellers when we were being sold on the auction block to other plantations? Were you not the people who were helping to sell us? The actual auctioneers. You know, we got a nigga here, he's 6'2", very strong. Was that not you? Really quick, for those of you who are saying, well, Reza, you're causing division. No, hell no. What we're doing is we are bringing out questions, because everyone who is Jewish can talk about their pain all the time. But when black people decide to bring up very valid questions, now we're causing division. Now this is a problem. Oh, we're pushing hate. I'm asking you questions. I didn't accuse you of anything. So am I anti-Semitic for asking questions? Between 1865 and 1877 was the Reconstruction era, when black people were supposedly freed from slavery, and we went back to school. We became congressmen and doctors and lawyers and all these different magnificent things, and we were building our own neighborhoods, etc., etc. But wasn't it in 1877, the compromise of 1877 between Democrats and Republicans, where they met at the Wormley Hotel, February 26, 1877 in Washington, D.C., where they came up with the idea that in order for us to maintain a stable economy, we need to put black people back on the plantation. Did that not happen? But what is my relevance in bringing that up? Wasn't it a Jewish man by the name of Levy who was in Congress who introduced the idea to put us back on the plantation in 1877? William Levy, he guaranteed his southern slave-owning friends that their investment would be protected and secured by having black Africans put back onto the plantation in 1877. His entire speech given to Congress is preserved in the Library of Congress, March 1st, 1877. Oh, it was a Jewish man who helped to push to make black men and women look permanently inferior under law, 1877. So we need to look at this as it pertains to the relationship that black people have with Jewish people. Now, let us take this a step further. A Jewish man named Rothschild, who everyone should know, Rothschild had a representative here in America by the name of August Belmont, and he was the one who was investing or managing Rothschild's investments, etc. August Belmont's real name or last name was Schoenberg, Jewish man as well. He was managing the cotton, tobacco, and other products and investments dealing with slaves, black people, for Rothschild. Remember, just to keep all of this in context, 95% of the workers in the southern states were black men. White men did not know how to lay bricks. They did not know how to build buildings. They did not know how to do any of this. We did this. 95% of the work that was going on in the southern states were from black slaves, black men in particularly. So we were the ones who were handling all the trades. Keep that in mind. Seeing how we knew all the trades, seeing how we knew how to do all of the work, seeing how white people were not experienced in building virtually anything, that was a big problem, because if we were going to be freed, then that means they have no one to till the soil, they have no one to build anything, they have no one to fix or maintain or manage anything. So therefore, they had to figure out a way to prevent black people from working, prevent us from working, prevent us from having a job, and only focus on pushing the jobs to them. So a man by the name of Samuel Gompertz, a Jewish man who was born Samuel Gumpertz, created something called the American Federation of Labor. And this was founded in 1886 to guarantee that black people would not have a job. And so us, by and large, were going to be pushed directly into economic deprivation, into a condition of being totally broke. Jewish man, Jewish man, Jewish man. Last person you should be talking about is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. For some reason, now let's go back to Deshaun Jackson. I'll just say this. You do know that for him to post a picture up of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a very proud, unapologetic black man, for a black man to put up another black man and say, hey, I love what he said, you guys should go listen to this speech or this address. It's a lot of information, very powerful, don't fall asleep, you should go listen to it. You find a problem with a black man acknowledging another black man? You have a slave master mentality and you don't realize how sick you are. You don't realize how sick you are. You cannot pick our leaders for us. You cannot tell us who to listen to. You cannot sit here and push your lies onto us. We're going to follow who the hell we choose to follow. And if that is right guidance under God's divine guidance, then that is what we're going to listen to, regardless of whatever you think. Minister Farrakhan has never harmed one Jewish person. Minister Farrakhan has never called for any of us to harm a Jewish person. Minister Farrakhan owns no concentration camps. Minister Farrakhan was not involved in the Holocaust under Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. Minister Farrakhan didn't do any of that, and you continue to call him Hitler. You are a disgusting, disgusting individual or person with a mentality that is so sick to call another human being Hitler when you actually are closer in what you have done to us as a people, because you have been involved in our Holocaust, as I just outlined with a few examples. But Minister Farrakhan hasn't been involved in a damn thing when it comes to anything negative happening to you. But let me ask you this, to those of you who are Jewish and you keep talking about Minister Farrakhan is doing this and doing that and spewing hate, what about these Jewish people here calling for Minister Farrakhan's death?
In the forum in Los Angeles, 19,000 black people came out. The Jewish Defense League was outside chanting to kill Farrakhan. Kill Farrakhan.
Farrakhan! We hate Farrakhan! We hate Farrakhan! We hate Farrakhan! We hate Farrakhan! Back to Libya! Dead! Who do we want? Farrakhan! How do we want him? Dead! Who do we want? Farrakhan! We
Yesterday on the news, we saw them asking the question, what do you want? We want Farrakhan. How do you want him? We want him dead. Now, you can't find one word in the text of my speeches that calls for death to Jews. But I am made to look like a total wicked man, and here are people calling for my death. Let me say to you, Mr. Press and Mr. Government of America, what do you think will happen to America if anything happens to me?
You see why these lies that you use don't work anymore? You've actually called for Minister Farrakhan's death on a number of occasions, but he's never called for your death as a people. That's not how he talks. That's not how we talk. Evil people, wicked people, depending on what they do, etc., may deserve death. You know, rape and pedophilia, you know, all kinds of things. But he's never called for the death of the Jewish people. So you're a liar. And it has to stop. See, you don't like Minister Farrakhan, not because he's anti-Semitic, because he's not because he's anti-gay, because he's not. We love our people. We may not agree with the lifestyle choices, but we love our people. You don't call him anti-black, you don't call him anti-Muslim, but he has spoken against the evils that is practiced by people who are gay, people who are Jewish, people who are black, people who are white, people who are Mexican, people who are Muslim. He has spoken against the evils conducted by everybody. But you don't like Minister Farrakhan because he exposes those of you who are in positions of power, and you call yourself Jewish, but you do virtually everything that goes against the principles of Judaism. He called out Alan Dershowitz a living devil. He calls out Bill Gates a straight up devil. But Alan Dershowitz recently told the whole world that no, you don't have a right to refuse vaccinations. Did you not say that, Mr. Dershowitz, Jewish man?
Let me put it very clearly. You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated, meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm. If the vaccination
Where is that in the Constitution?
If the vaccination is designed to prevent the spreading disease. If the vaccination is only to prevent a disease that you will get, for example, if there's a disease that will kill you, you have the right to refuse that, but you have no right to refuse to be vaccinated against a contagious disease. Public health, the police power of the Constitution.
Yes, Alan Dershowitz is helping to depopulate the Earth by 2 to 4 billion people on the planet by pushing vaccines. Quit playing. Mr. Dershowitz, were you not involved with Jeffrey Epstein, another Jewish man? What about Harvey Weinstein, another Jewish man? It's just very, very, very interesting. And you even, because he was all good in your book as long as he was talking about the evils of America as it pertained to his brother George Floyd and how America did him wrong and did a lot of other people wrong. It was all good.
All you scared to death Negroes.
Oh man.
This is our room, and in this room there's 2, 4, 6 beds. Some rooms.
Let's look at America. We brought blacks into this country as slaves. We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel, and to keep our black Americans down, we lynched. But yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them. But yet they rose and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree: kill them. So until we admit that when we wrote this Constitution that all men are created equal, that we never intended to include our black brothers and sisters, our nation may end up facing exactly what the Egyptians faced when they refused to let God's people go. So I'm going to say this to my white fellow Americans, that the bloodshed that is on its way is not on the hands of our fellow black Americans, but is on our hands. We are the ones that are refusing to let God's people go. We are the ones that are refusing to acknowledge that we do not value our black brothers and sisters as equal individuals, as slaves. Let's look at America.
Let me tell you something. That shit was in real time. That shit was not a movie. That beast of a feel, that heathen, he was in his motherfucking feelings. You hear me? Baby love. He was all up in his feelings. Okay? Booyaka. That shit is scary. I'm good. Says the honky, honky donkey, wonky lonky donkey, honky tonky, motherfucking ronky rookies. Let me stop, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all motherfuckers doing out there? You know what I'm saying? Do the hunky dance and shit. Start beating these motherfuckers up one day. When we become like superwomen and superstorms. And motherfucking Incredible Hulks. Ain't no. The minute they put the motherfucking them weapons down, it'll be a good fight. Here, right here on Earth. Shit. Period. But listen, I don't condone violence. I really don't. This shit just getting out of control. You know what I mean, y'all? It's getting out of control. China motherfucking had an earthquake today. Back to that bitch right there. I was looking for the earthquake. I could have sworn I had that shit on my page. But yeah. Okay, y'all. So, that shit was shaking. That shit was shaking. China was shaking, y'all. And I just told y'all the other day, China gonna have a motherfucking earthquake. And they gonna have another one and another one. And them motherfucking buildings gonna fall on them. Well, I'm gonna be motherfucking buildings scattered all over these motherfuckers. And you Wuhan underwater. Let me tell y'all why. That's judgment. That is judgment. They play too fucking much. And that's just the beginning of this shit. You feel me? They out here doing the most. Trying to chip folks and shit. And they going like as planned. As planned. As planned. But we'll see. We will see. They oh man, these white people crazy out here, y'all. I swear I can't make this shit up. White folks going hand with it. Bill Gates and all them motherfuckers was going hand with it, y'all. But anyway, I was supposed to get on here with my girl. I was hoping we would have did a video. I was running late with errands and all that shit. But my baby love, we would do a show one of these days. And shit, y'all just came through. You know. Just show y'all a little some love. Keep the vibes coming. Keep the vibe going. Let the haters know. Let the everything know that it's all out in the open, right? So I'm telling you, that's a new wave, y'all. It's a gene that's turning on. I keep telling y'all, a gene is turning on. Folks is going in, and that's how he gonna start war from his grave, because everybody gonna be using that same shit right there. Can you imagine? That shit come back to haunt Freemason in the ass. Do you not know they are already feeling some kind of type of way? They are already feeling some kind of type of way. Because they with their monuments and like we don't forgot about the human zoos. They just turned them shits into prison. Honey, don't get it fucked up, okay? Them shits was a human zoo. Now they just prison. You get it now? Yeah. But they doing the most. They're about to start trying to send folks. Come knock on folks' door. I was hoping, pray, that everybody ain't sleep. I just hope that everybody ain't that comfortable. Because when we start getting comfortable, you know what I'm saying? When we drop out. We drop the ball. I'm telling y'all, be on point, y'all. Be on one-on-one alert. I had a video of them with them somebody knocking on the door. I gotta go back and get it. I can't even believe I didn't what you call it, but I got it on the other video. They knocking on people's door, asking them, would you like to get tested? You know? Who the fuck they think they, and they volunteer. They volunteers. You know what I'm saying? And the guy starts recording, he's like, this is sinister. And when I used to say sinister, and fucking apple head ass motherfucker wanna be using somebody talking points. I mean, you motherfucker, y'all Christians have yet to experience something way far more sinister than you can fucking grasp. When they start motherfucking yanking y'all up against your will, and like you said, police power and all this and all that, like the Constitution just went right out the window. That's why I said this is tyranny, y'all. At this point, it's your body right against the world. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know, Because this system can easily fall apart. When people start realizing, I know there cannot be that many fucking police officers, accepting this bullshit. I know there cannot be that much military accepting this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, it's like, damn. How? That shit is crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was so crazy. But, like I said, every man for themselves. At this point, it's gonna get crazier. You know? They doing something way far more sinister out here, y'all. Shit is more deep. And they coming for your kids. I can't stress this enough. They keep trying, they already talk about get the schools ready. They want your children. They want your children. And let me tell you something. I don't know. But y'all see them. They playing the same game they played in this last season. You know. Right now they in halftime. This is where they at. No, that's the first quarter. They in the second quarter. In the second quarter. That's where they at. You know? Trust me. Them famous ass ventilators. I'm almost sure you'll see Trump talking about the motherfuckers. The ventilators. The ventilators. Yeah. The famous ass, creepy ass, BPAP, how it goes, BPAP, CPAP, blow your fucking lungs up, overflow your lungs with feeding tubes, is what these morons are doing. I told you, I've been playing these videos. And now, I'm telling you, I don't know if they're really killing or if the numbers are real. Because how many people die in a day? Everything is being ruled out as COVID on purpose. Motherfucker could have died from a heart attack. He could have went in there for fucking asthma. Even asthma. That's how crazy that shit is. They getting ready to keep massacring murdering, if that's the case. And if you don't know what the fuck is tyranny, I highly advise you to go do your research. And baby, shape your motherfucking brains up. Get ready. Cause you're gonna be in for a hard, rude awakening. When you begin to realize and you could have done something all along and you didn't. It's like that. What can you do? Do some research. Do research on how this definitely looks like Hitler days. I'll tell you that much if you know your history. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. You know. But apparently they talk about the 1918 days, the flu days, you know what I mean? You know. And back then we didn't have as much as technology that we have now. We wasn't like close to one another. I mean, like, they really, really struggle hard to control narratives. And the only thing they feed off of is fear. You know? They have to work extra hard. Everyone is independent. Everyone has their own shit going. Their own YouTube channels. They listening to everybody. They know who the fuck is who. You know what I'm saying? And everybody got their own opinion. However, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of people out there right now that are saying certain things that is scaring the shit out of them. That's for sure. Because like they said, you know, white people will be terrified if they find out that all along they've been hanging the children of Israel. Lynching the children of Israel. Period. How does that, and most of them, they know, but they so fucking jealous and so envious. They like, they know their heaven is about to end. That's for sure. You know? And That's what that shit is all about, you know. They want to destroy everything because they can't have it. They don't want nobody else to have it. But they think they're gonna, like, you know, just keep stealing and wringing the rags for what it is, and that's why I said religion has a huge play in this shit. Because of motherfucking religion, we stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? Well, was, you know, they even made it this far. You know, that's how they got to steal your fucking identity. They called you dumb. They project. They say you Gentiles. I think that's the funniest shit. I mean, like, the whole world has been duped, and it's sad because when you think of it, it is sad. But the Most High had a plan. The Most High, matter of fact, let's get into that. The Most High talks about the foolish nation. You know what I'm saying? And the foolish nation, right? Why y'all playing? Foolish nation. Period. Okay. What's wrong with my shit? Yo, my internet acting up. It's funny because I don't know. A foolish nation. Let's talk about this foolish nation real quick. Deuteronomy 32:21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation, said the Most High. Period. Listen, they're not even a people. They're just a foolish nation. That's how the Most High ripped it on them. Okay? Period. And they be big mad. They be big mad that this book ain't got nothing to do with them. And it specifically says, do not preach to the Gentiles. They be super big mad. So what they do, they go and they steal it and they exploit it anyway, you know. Amazing history, you know. And then they go and they try to preach it. They be out here doing the most. Doing the most. What's wrong with my shit? Here we go. What now? Oh my goodness. What now? Can I enjoy my internet that I pay for? Look, they messing my. If only y'all was on my side now. Can I enjoy my internet that I pay for? Look, they messing my. See, that's creepy, y'all. Period. Damn, yo. This is really acting up. Why they only censor me? Why? I don't even have that many friends on my shit. That's why I don't even keep a huge platform. And they acting up. If only I could see my screen. Something went wrong while just playing. This is stupid. Don't make no sense. I got rid of it, y'all. But anyhow, this is me, your girl, the Total Tiny, and you know, we gotta be out here, you know what I'm saying, in spirit and in truth. We can't be worrying about how they try to censor us, how they trying to stop us. We just gotta keep doing the right thing, what's righteous, you know. And you know what? I'll be battling out there, but I'll be telling the truth. And the one thing about the truth, y'all, and my journey and being the spirit and in truth, it took 1 whole year for the last few groups. But they got it. you know, in spirit and in truth. And it's the next generation, man. It's the next generation. And that struggle, the struggle with just not being religion. Oh my goodness, getting out of Babylon, you know, seems to be the hardest thing for folks. You know, just coming out of Babylon, get out of Babylon may be really harder than you think for those that, I don't know what they be thinking. I don't know what it is. But at some point, we look at I can't even turn this on. Like, this is crazy, y'all. They really, really messing with me. Oh my goodness. I'ma call it the night, y'all. I'm going to sleep. Let me get off here because my shit is being censored so bad. Have a blissful evening. You know what I'm saying? One love.